The night is cold and it's raining heavily. It's almost torrential. A real dark winter's night. And apart from the occasional thud of cascading raindrops bouncing from off of the cars, it's completely quiet. Amongst the rain and barely audible, the sound of voices begin to emerge, and it appears that they're coming from the car dealership on Finch Street. The car dealership on Finch Street is a ramshackle old porter cabin in the middle of a fenced car park. It's surrounded by a few average nondescript cars. It used to be owned by Johnny Biggs back in the days of the old firm, and I don't think they've sold a car since then. It's just a front for some dodgy little toll rag to write off some ill-gotten gains, before some other dodgy little toll rag at the tax office decides to put his greedy little paws on it. Anyway, the porter cabin. There it stood in all its glory. Another crime-ridden shithole in East London. It weren't really a porter cabin anyway, not in the conventional sense, but two old-school demountables hastily put together by Paddy and Mick back in 1972 at the bequest of one Harry S. Fenwick, notorious cat burglar of 60s London and a proper no-good cunt if ever there was one. Thinking back, it's always been owned by one thieving cunt or another. It's just the way of things. The porter cabin, if I can call it that for posterity's sake, was dimly lit, with just a few spotlights dotted around the car park. But it still stood out like a sore thumb, even at night time. It was bright white once upon a time, but over the years the damp and mould had got into it, and it was now painting the cabin a nice colour of stagnant piss. And to be honest, it smelled like it too. To coin a phrase, it was a Packies caravan in a country estate, and it was full of Packies. Inside the compound there was an old Rottweiler walking around the far end of the lot. He looks like he's been here as long as the porter cabin has, poor old sod. And he might have seen better days, but I bet he's still got it in him should some poor unfortunate choose the wrong place to appropriate a new set of wheels. But back to the cabin and the muffled voices inside. There's more than one. The words are undecipherable though, especially in this rain as it's grown heavier and is now cracking as it slaps on the corrugated iron roof. It's like caps us boys used to play with. And hearing anything above it now is nigh on impossible. Even the old Rottweiler has retreated to the comfort of his kennel. Tonight's that shit. The constant cracking of the rain is interrupted briefly. A much louder crack as the door to the porter cabin springs open and the voices within now become clear. I told you, bro. I told you. I knew it's going down like this. They always beefed. I told you. The voice was angry and the words were meant. Another voice, slightly deeper than the first and added to the growing choir of discontent, now audible above the rain. Watch now, bro. Watch. Tonight's the night, bro. Tonight's the night. The words cut deep. Everybody here tonight understood what they meant. Tonight was for Billy. The first of 5 men emerged, followed by the others, one at a time, into the rocking light above the cabin door. The conversation is ongoing as the smallest of 5 approaches a black Mercedes van, a few metres from the cabin door. Its windows entirely blackened out to prevent prying eyes. Come, bro. Everybody ready, yeah? He's dressed head to toe in black like some kind of special ops ninja ready for battle. His breath shining like tobacco smoke in the rocking light of the cabin door. It's cold tonight. Really cold. The driver approaches the van door, fumbling for his keys at first before finding the lock. He turns the key and the door creaks as it pops open, echoing at first before being lost to the rain. The man quickly hops in and looks into his rearview mirror, surveying the car park behind him. His pupils are large. Beads of sweat drip from his forehead, even in this cold, even in this rain. Come, he says, his head turned towards the men in the porter cabin, his voice clearly agitated, before shutting the door firmly. He's quickly followed by his companions, who are also clad entirely in black. The passenger door opens and 2 of the 4 jump into the front seats, leaving the other 2 to get in through the side door and into the back. The conversation continues as the driver starts the van. "You sure you got the Addy right, bro? Man don't want to roll up on the wrong yard again." "Yeah, bro, she said she see them going in there." "She better be right, bro. Trust. This is happening tonight." The 4 others murmur and nod in agreement. The engine roars to life and the driver leans over, turning the stereo on, muffling the conversation again as the van continues to the east end of London. Now the conversation inside the van is almost non-existent, apart from the driver. The 4 other men sit in solemn silence, and if the radio wasn't on and the driver shut up for just a moment, you could probably hear a pin drop. The driver, however, continues to get more and more irate as the van continues on its journey, past Beckton Limehouse Link, Old Commercial Road and Whitechapel Gallery, where old Jack had once walked, before entering Homerton. The driver rattling intermittently, "Them fucking cunts, that cheeky prick," etc., etc. That is until the big fella in the back leans forward and tells him to allow it, bro. Then he reluctantly shuts up. The van pulls off into the estate before the driver turns off the engine and lights and turns to the passenger. "This the place, bro?" "Yeah, bro. Everybody ready?" The men nod in silent agreement before each one in turn removes a handgun from their clothing and pulls their belly down over their face. They slowly open the doors to the van. The rain has stopped now, and it's time to hear them pins drop.